Shane Baldwin, 14 Lewis Hughes, 15 Justin Peterson, 16 Blake Kurri, and any favourite number 20 jumper, Shane Bale. Good luck both sides.
Thanks, guys.
Get the ball.
We're good, Shane. Go, mate.
Welcome the Cessnock Goannas reserve race side. Thanks for your welcome to Kurri, boys. Good luck. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sylvester Real Estate Sports Ground. You will notice in the last 30 seconds or so, the scoreboard has been repaired. Thanks to Benny Wyborn and Vic Carr. The team over there after the game. You can count Vic will be there now, and Benny will be there after the game. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the teams are ready. We're just waiting for the men and ladies in kick to be too long. While you're waiting, Richard, you can fire them up. Someone do the tap on the referee's door, please. Tap on the referee's door. Here they come. Let's give them a round of applause. They're doing a tremendous job in Newcastle Rugby League. And then a ladies and
Go, line.
Firing the Cessnock Goannas. Score number 7, Jai Island. Takes the scoreline to Cessnock Goannas. 4. The Tom Kurri Bulldogs get the score.
That's the only one.
Jai Island, his name Fry. Scoreline is 9-6. The Kurri Bulldogs scoring for the great start.
Yeah, there's a set of receivers that are missing or something.
Try to Cessnock number 1, Matt Island. Takes the scoreline to Cessnock going to 10 when it comes. The Kurri Bulldogs get the score. Version was just unsuccessful. Score remains just not going at 10. Leaving the Kurri Bulldogs get the score for the break fixture.
Climb up here, boys. Climb up here, Ed.
Potentially.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Half time for reserve grade fixture. Cessnock Goannas 10 and Kurri Bulldogs on score. Keep both sides around the floor as they leave the cross for half time break.
Oh, that's Bobby's phone. We did that. Cessnock said the unbeatable six. And he's right, 100%. I thought it was
Just for a little break, it's a very marketing break for the farm, $25 over the shed over there. Trees and maintenance right there, $25. Marketing break, good cause, keeps your pockets, make it more. Trees and maintenance bills over there. You can't eat that before you're hot, fine time roll. Take hot chips, cold drinks, coffee, and 50 bucks, hard soft drinks, flowing over there to the stack as well. Also, shout out to Coalfields Cancer Support Group. They are at both gates, the main gate and the Hometown Street gate. They are taking donations. Much thank you to the Coalfields Cancer Support Group and the ladies there on both gates, taking donations to raise money for the cancer research. Coalfields Cancer Support Group. Thank you very much. Okay, kids off the ground. The boys are about to come out. The second arm ball, kids off the ground, please. Thanks, kids. Hope you enjoyed feeling footy around. Get behind the fence, boys. Give a round of applause for the Cessnock Goannas. Take the ball for the second half of the reserve break. Give a round of applause for our reserve break side as I take the ball for the second half. Old boys, let's get behind in the ball zone. Good luck both sides. Prepare, boys. Try, Kurri Bulldogs. Score by number 5. Lachlan Hill. Makes the score 2. Cessnock going to 10. Kurri 4 to come. Beautiful conversion there by number 1, Kurri. Brent Midnight. Makes the score 2. Cessnock going to 10. Leaving Kurri pretty well. Game on. Try to Cessnock, score by number 4, James Anquist. Takes the score line 2, Cessnock 14, Chick with Kurri by 6. Conversion on done success. Score remains. Cessnock Goannas 14. Kurri put on 6. PRD nationwide scoreboard. Try Simon, Kurri Bulldogs. Got one number 9, our captain, Craig Richardson. Takes the scoreline to Cessnock Goannas 14. And Kurri Bulldogs 10. Reserve grade.
Everyone supporting each other, dogs. Back each other up, boys.
Try for one number 1, Kurri Bulldogs, left head off. Takes the scoreline 2. Cessnock Goannas 14. Kurri Bulldogs 12. This is reserve grade touchdown.
Chase, boys. Chase the kick.
Second try of the game, Cessnock Goannas. Scoreline number 1, Matt Island. Takes the scoreline to Cessnock Goannas, 15 to come. Question score, Cessnock 18 to come. Kurri last ball. Kurri works well.
Post would be a good option. Post.
Still down the reserve guy Pitcher. Cessnock Goannas running out 20 points today, they have the current going well. She's both teams around the floor for the move 12.
Hey,
Mate.
how are you?
What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, please make your own
You
meal.
too.
That's
Thank
your
you.
mate because it's the shortest cord, so you can.
Okay.
You can't go any further.
That's good. I don't want to go too far anyway.
You're on your tether, but Chris can go down halfway to the.
Just jump down to some quick interviews.
That's it.
Grab Briggs as he gets put in the bin and see what his thoughts are. Yeah, that'll be safe.
Well, Campo got put in the bin, so Briggs is probably a chance to get put in the bin. So.
Campo loves it.
He hasn't been fighting.
Hey?
He hasn't been fighting.
Don't tell me he's calmed down. He's old age.
Just do a level, mate.
Test 1 2 test.
Groups as follows. Firstly, the opposition, Cessnock, Goannas. Number 1, Harry O'Brien. 2, Connor Purple. 3, Isaiah.
Test 1 2. Hello.
4, Brendan Williams. 5, Joe Woodward. 6, Paul
Test
Carter.
1 2. Hello.
7, Callum Edwards. 8, Sam Apple.
Tackle 4. Move. Stand. Yep. Hello.
10, Brandon Kalane.
Test 1 2. Welcome to Kurri Sports Ground. Curry. I don't know what else you want to hear. Dribble.
Yeah, he's starting to settle down. Like every time there's a fight, he stays out of it. That one's old. He just was pushing him. I said, Campo, you're going to get big anyway. Might as well land one. I guess he doesn't get suspended though.
Outside, Kurri Bulldogs. 5, Number 1, Nangara Barker. 2, Barry McGrady. 3, Time Down McCall. 4, Paul Foster. 5, John Maloney. 6, Cam Woodford. 7, Darren Lane. 8, Steele. 9, Tom McKenzie. 20, Brock Gilmore. 11, Reed Alton. 12, Jared Anderson. 13, Mitchell Cullen. 14, Lachlan McBeth. 15, Callum Digit. 16, Brady Hammond. 17, Brent Wyborn. Lamarcus Beanie for brain cancer after fail. The Simone and her team will pick up at $25 each, brand new this year. Lamarcus Beanie for brain cancer. Great cause, research into brain cancer. So keep deep in your pocket, in your wallet, $25 out of there. Hand it over to Simone and her team to get a brand new Beanie. I've got one on there, stationary. Keep you pretty warm on a cold winter's morning or winter's night. So yeah, brain, Lamarcus beating the brain cancer over at the beer back there, $25 each. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Cessnock State Sports Ground. On behalf of the Kurri Bulldogs and the Cessnock Goannas, we'd like to thank the Coalfield fans support group for all their time today. Of course, as we all know, that the funds collected on the skate front on the back here goes to the cancer support at the Smarter Hospital. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Giving a shout out to the young fellas out in the field at the moment. Looks like under 7, if I'm right. Good to see them out in the main oval. And good to see Bubba out there coaching, doing his coaching job. Here comes your firestorm, Kurri Bulldogs, making the field. Let's give them a round of applause.
It's a rivalry steeped in tradition, and there's no love lost between today's Coalfield neighbours. Good afternoon and welcome to Kurri Sports Ground for this Round 8 Business Plaza Cup fixture in the Tui's Newcastle Rugby League. Today we'll see the latest edition of this fierce rivalry between Coalfield sides, the hosts Kurri Bulldogs and the visitors the Cessnock Goannas. The Goannas lead the ledger 1-0 in 2019 against the Dogs after getting away with a 22-16 win in round 3 at Cessnock Sports Ground. Today's home side will be hoping the shoes on the other foot today at the ground colloquially known as the Graveyard, while Cessnock will be hoping their big name addition in Scott Briggs helps continue their momentum off the back of last week's upset over ladder leaders Wes, his first in Goannas colours. Thanks for joining us on Bar TV Sports for today's Business Plaza Cup clash. My name's Chris McPherson. I'm joined by Kurri Bulldogs Ladies League Tag Coach Adam Martin. Welcome aboard Bar TV Sports. What are your thoughts on the game ahead today?
Yeah, it should be a pretty good game. As you said there, Cessnock obviously with a massive win against the labelled unbeatable West, so obviously a very good performance for them, and Kurri very strong here against Lakes last week, and it was a pretty good game when they played each other out at Cessnock earlier in the year, and both teams in good form. We should be in for a cracker of a game with a pretty good crowd here at Kurri Sports Ground as well.
They certainly are in good form. Kurri is sitting third, Cessnock fifth at the moment. Only 2 competition points separating them on the ladder, with Cessnock with a game in hand. Looks to be a repeat of last year's closely contested competition. If both sides could hold their spots, it'll be the first time in 6 years and only third in 10 that both sides will make the finals in the same season. We might quickly run through the team list before we get underway here. We'll start with the home side, Kurri. In the 1, Ngara Barker. At 2, Barry McGrady. In the centres, Time Down, Nick Out and Kyle Saunders. On the other wing is Jonathan Maloney in 5. The halves, in 6, Sam Wooden and 7, Jerem Haynes. In the front row, Michael Steele in 8 and Brock Gilmore in the 20. At hooker is Thomas McKenzie. The back row, in 11, Reid Olchen. 12, Jared Anderson. And 13 is Mitch Cullen. And on the bench, we have Callum Nugent, Brady Hammond and Ben Wyborn. For Cessnock, in the 1, Harry O'Brien. On the wings, Connor Kirkwood and Joe Woodbury. The centres, Josh Charles and Brendan Williams. In the halves, Paul Carter and Callan Edwards. The front row is a Sam Apthorpe and Brendan Halad. Hooker is Steve Waitford. The back row, Reid Hugo in 11, Blake Andrews in 16 and Scott Briggs in 13. On the bench, we have Nick Lawrence in 14, Alex Mamone in 15, Corey Barber in 17 and Daniel Williams Metcalf in the 20. Today's match will be under the control of referee Tom Taylor, and he will be assisted by touch judges Brett Ibe and Jack Fisher, and it looks like it will be underway very shortly from the boot of Jerome Haynes. Adam, how do you see this one playing out? What's the finishing margin?
Yeah, it should be a pretty close game. I can't see any team really running away from it here today, but without showing favouritism, I think obviously Kurri need a big win, and I'm going to say Kurri by 8.
Kurri by 8. I will sit the other side of the ledger. I'll go Cessnock by 2. As we see the game underway now, taking it fullback there by Harry O'Brien. Gives it off to the front rower. We'll scoot out a dummy half there. Cessnock just looking to settle it early. Nothing too special. Bit of a slow play the ball. Looks like Sam Apthorpe with the arm strapping. Good metres early from the Goannas. They look to come out and cross the 40. Big shot there from Mitch Cullen, setting the tone early. He's known for his strong defence, Adam.
Yeah, not afraid to get in front of whack someone, that's for sure, and he pulled off a couple of bell ringers last week, but as you said, setting the tone there for a Coalfields derby is what you want in that first set.
Yeah, as we said in the intro, there's no love lost. That one looked a little bit questionable. Tom Taylor happy with that one, and he says he's lost possession. Great opportunity here for Cessnock in the early minutes of this clash.
Yeah, definitely not what you want there. Ronnie Griffiths wouldn't want there, the coach of Kurri. Make an error on the first tackle, and it was quite a good charge back, but Cessnock get a reward for a good set. Start the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, not the start Kurri will be looking for, and it'll be a big defensive set here. I'll be expecting Mitch Cullen, he's standing one off the scrum here. He'll be pushing up pretty hard and looking to apply some pressure. So it looks like Blake Andrews, who's setting up to take this first one. Sure enough, Andrews avoids Cullen there. Don't blame him on that opportunity. Waitford at half. Gives it off to Apthorpe. He's taken around the legs by McKenzie. Plays it back to Waitford. Goes to Halad. There's a name that's been involved in a number of these Coalfields derbies over the years. Brendan Halad, he's been around for a long time. And a strong performer. Scoot out a dummy half. They go to Scott Briggs. Cut pass out to Brendan Williams. Looks like he's coughed that one up, though. Some great pressure there in defence from, is that Barry McGrady shooting it off the wing?
Yeah, Barry McGrady, obviously, with a 2-on-1 to his outside there, made the decision to rush in on the centre and gets his reward. And very good shape there coming out of hooker there from Stevie Waitford for Cessnock. And I note that since he's gone to hooker, Cessnock really have gone on a good run of games. So I don't think he's played much of his career there, but definitely doing the job for him.
Yeah, certainly they've got some ball-playing options across the park with Paul Carter. And I wouldn't be surprised, Scott Briggs been named in 13, I wouldn't be surprised to see him mostly play in the halves today, and probably Paul Carter to go into the back row, but with ball-playing options, and then you've Cal Edwards as well, and then Waitford. Lots of threats across the park.
Yeah, 100% attack across, and yeah, let's see, Scott Briggs definitely playing a bit of 5'8", had that right-hand side organised then for Cessnock as Curry worked the ball out.
He's a dangerous ball player, but you can't underestimate his running game either. Scott Briggs, as we see, as you said, Curry carting this forward, and there's that man we talked about before, Cullen. Probably one of the picks of the Newcastle players in the representative fixture recently. And was rewarded with selection, I believe, in the next side up, which is the Pioneers.
Yeah, the Pioneers. Him and both Jerome Haynes, halfback as well. Both picked in that team, I believe.
Set start to come out. It's Michael Steele with the ball in hand. Brock Gilmore pushing up in support. Certainly don't lack size, the front row for Curry, as they get their first penalty. A little bit too slow in the ruck there. Tom McKenzie, he's alert. He takes the quick tap, makes big meters, beats the fullback. If he can pop the ball inside, he sure can. And that's a try to time down Nico under the sticks to open the scoring for the Curry Bulldogs. Curry Bulldogs 4. Cessnock going as nil. Only 4 minutes gone. That's the start they were looking for.
Yeah, that's a great try there. Great awareness there by Tommy McKenzie there. And obviously had Time Nico there in support. Looks like Time's actually playing a bit of fullback at the moment. So as any good fullback should there in support. And I was just about to say, what a coach kill that'd be from Cessnock, giving away a 5th tackle penalty, but it just got a lot worse for him, didn't it?
Certainly did. That would not be what Toddy would be looking for, Todd Edwards. All the big boys there sort of heard the whistle go and dropped their heads and just started walking back. You can't turn your back on a bloke like Tom McKenzie.
Yeah, definitely very lightning at the ruck and very similar situation there, and off he goes. And yeah, that tries all in there. Him there, Tommy.
Yeah, a great bit of support play too from Tom. As you say, he's played plenty of fullback and looks like he started in that fullback role, which probably means that Ngara Barker's moved out to the centres possibly. We'll have a look when they set
Yeah,
that up
Ngara's been in the right centre there, so very interesting move. That's obviously known Time for a while since he's come across from New Zealand and playing at Maitland there, and I don't think I've ever seen him play fullback, but certainly tall enough, strong enough, and his support play is brilliant. So
I was going to say, he certainly looked like he knew what he was doing there. Does not look out of place early. It'd be interesting to see if Cessnock maybe switch onto that and maybe use the high ball to test him out a little bit later. I know Scotty Briggs has got a fairly towering kick that he can pull out of his pocket, as does Cal Edwards. So
yeah, for sure. I've seen Cal put a few up, and I've been under a few of them back in his Maitland days at training as well. But I said that sun sets here at Curry. You don't want to be looking up in the air, that's for sure.
You get it coming from this, I guess what would be probably the western side of the ground coming across back at you. You're going to be looking right into that sun, aren't you? So it'll be interesting to see, especially in the late stages of the second half. But the conversion, no mistake made there from the boots of Jerome Haynes. Extends it out to 6-0 to Curry. Jerome Haynes having a pretty good year with the boot. That takes him up to close on 80%. And it took a little while for him to settle into who was going to be their first choice goal kicker. They used McGrady and Maloney, the two wingers, as well early in the year.
Yeah, I was actually here the night they were practicing trying to find a new goal kicker, and it was funny because I think it was actually Barry got the nod, and then all of a sudden the next week that someone else was kicking. So
yeah, as we see, Reid Olchen, he's been a standout for Curry over the last 18 months. Carted that one forward almost to the 30. That's Gilmore playing it back to McKenzie. Michael Steele taking it up. Jerome Haynes drops Saunders back underneath. Certainly blessed with some great outside back attacking options at the moment, Curry.
Yeah, there's a lot of speed on that outside as well. And so usually when someone's making a break, there's someone there in support, and you can almost count it's going to be 4 points.
Haynes puts it high. Cullen going through in pressure. Oh, he's spilled it. Harry O'Brien. And a player in front of him's picked it up. Be interesting to see what Curry do here.
Yeah.
The coach has had on. What are you calling?
I'd be taking the 2 for sure, especially because I said Curry by 8, so it gives us that nice margin to start with. And 6-0, 8-0, with 8 minutes into a game, but it looks like they're going to keep the pressure on and take the tap.
McKenzie to Gilmore. Takes it forward to the 20 here. There's Steele again carting it forward. He's got through a lot of work early.
Sam Wooden was saying set out to the right here for Kurri. Interesting how
Yes.
they go that way.
Wooden, will he go out the back? He will. There's down Nickow again, looking for a second. Brought down a couple of metres short of the line. Cullen set it first receiver. Gives it to Gilmore. Looks for the tip on. Takes it into contact instead. Slow play the ball. That's not helping the cause. McKenzie goes back to the right to Wooden. Short ball there. That's Jared Anderson. He was at the Bulldogs last year. The Canterbury Bulldogs, not the Kurri Bulldogs.
Yeah, came a bit late in the season here, obviously getting a release from Canterbury, and
Wooden with
certainly
a
is
short
fitting
kick.
quite well.
Well fielded there. Connor Kirkwood, he's found some space. Can he beat another? He's brought down a little bit high there. Not much in that, but unfortunately it was just a little bit over the shoulder from Mitch Cullen again.
Yeah, no intent there. It's a little bit clumsy, and Mitch apologising straight away, and I think we're going to try and take a catch here up in the commentary box. But
We'll see. Mate, you were talking about how you took Cal Edwards' high ball, so I'll let you have it.
I actually took one over on the sideline during reserve grade, and I reckon I'm on here.
Yeah, you could be on. It's not far off. Oh, I reckon it was about a foot in that. It's hit the ledge that's protecting us here. I'm glad you had it, though, because I'm no good
I was
under
confident.
high ball. Here's Blake Andrews. He was called up into the starting lineup for Marvin Filippo, who's a late withdrawal. Oh, yeah. Referee Taylor allowed a lot of time in the tackle there, I was going to say. Reed Olsen just a little too long there.
Yeah, Kurri definitely their worst enemy there, obviously, with that chance to take the two and decided to put the points on, and now giving Cessnock two piggybacks up the field.
Yeah, Cessnock off the boot of Briggs will find touch almost on the 30-metre line. And they'll go into attacking set here. It's Brendan Williams. He'll take the tap and give it to Scott Briggs, who'll give it off. There's Paul Carter. Probably hasn't made the impact that Cessnock had hoped for when they signed him last year as of yet, Paul Carter. He's been solid.
Yeah, he's been solid, and I think he's probably had a better year this year. It's always hard for these blokes coming back from the NRL into the local competition because they cop a bit of extra stick, and if you look at the blokes across the year that have done it, like Terrence and obviously Luke Dawn and stuff like that as well, they're always copping that bit of extra heat. It just takes them that year to adapt.
See Briggs outside. Oh, the ball's gone behind Williams there. It's been picked up, though, by Kirkwood. He doesn't look like there's much of him, Connor Kirkwood. He looks like he's about 55 kilos ringing wet.
Yeah, very quick, though, when he made that break at the in-goal
Does
before.
have a bit of pace. You wouldn't want to take him on an open space. Paul Carter drifts across. He beats a couple. Can he get the arm free? He can, but he's thrown it. Is that Ngara Barker? Out in the centres there. And now he's having a bit of trouble. He's down in back play. Not ideal for the Goannas here. Both sides burning some prime real estate for attacking football.
Yeah, for sure. And it was just giving Paul Carter a bit of a rap there on how he's playing this year. And unfortunately, it looks like he's in a bit of trouble here as the trainers attend to him. But
Commentator's curse strikes.
oh, mate, you should have seen what I did to some bloke kicking one from in front the other week. But yeah, definitely not what you want to see. Obviously, one of Cessnock's best players down injured there and have a massive influence on the game if he's unable to continue.
Certainly will. They've got some capable replacements, as we said, plenty of ball-playing options. So they're probably not in the same scenario they would be in other weeks. Now they've got Briggs in the 13. He'll easily slot into the halves if Carter can't continue. But they'll be doing everything they can to get him back out there. The man that I'm looking forward to, he's getting a little bit longer in the tooth. You might have known him from his Maitland days, is Dan Metcalf. He's been around a few clubs. He can make a real impact on this game, just depending on how he executes himself when he gets on there.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, obviously, getting run out a bit wider there, and that's really been his strong point over the years, and probably hasn't really changed much as a player since, winning the comp back in 2010, but just gets out there and does his job, and as you said, when he's on, he can have a massive influence.
Yep, equally as adept in the middle or on the edges, so he can be dangerous in both roles and can do both well. Probably been a bit hot and cold in recent times with his form and hasn't probably played as much first grade as some might have thought, but very capable footballer.
Pretty sure he's actually off the ciggies now. I think since you mentioned that, he used to be that bloke, he'd light him up as soon as he finished. And
the prime Newcastle Rugby League athlete. I like it. Strong contact there from Scott Briggs. And that might be Carter again, isn't it? No, it's Apthorpe. It's Kyle Saunders just trying to get to the outside there. Not quite there. Reed Alchin tucks it under his wing. Reed, probably one of the young up-and-coming footballers here at Kurri in terms of forwards.
Yeah, for sure. And I said it's one of those players, every week he just gets better. It's like young Kyle Saunders we saw try to skip on the outside there. I think it's his fourth game in first grade, and every week it's amazing to watch him improve.
As we see Haynes go high in between fullback and winger. Kirkwood under it. Makes no mistake, but McGrady gets hold of him. McGrady chases across. Brendan Williams made the decision to run into Mackenzie and Cullen there. Another scoot out. Picks up about 7 or 8 metres. Alchin and Steele completing the tackle. Waitford to Halad, who tips on, but also has been knocked down by Kurri. That'll be 6 more tackles. After they started with that early try, I think it's just not quite going their way at the moment, the Bulldogs.
Yeah, as I said, just keep piggybacking and giving those 6 agains there to Cessnock, and Cessnock's definitely not a team you can give good ball to try and attack for you.
No, you can't give an inch in these Coalfields derbies, as we see Waitford go to Carter. This looks like Cal Edwards with the ball. We go to the left there through the second rower. Let's read Hugo. Bring it back through Halad. He's had plenty of runs in him early.
Yeah, definitely getting through a mountain of work there.
Briggs. Kicks. Kirkwood coming through on McGrady. Oh, that'll be a penalty. I think he just ducked his head. I don't think there was much intent behind it. A little bit of carry on now.
Yeah, that's what you want to see in the derby, isn't it? A bit of push and shove early on. But
no love lost between the two sides. It's not like the old days. That would have been 26 blokes throwing punches if we go back a decade.
Well, reserve grade certainly got us warmed up. I think there was a bit of a blue in 19s as well. But yeah.
Campton finding his way to the bin in reserve grade. He loves it. He's throwing back to the old Campo.
As I said, he's been a good boy lately, but, I think something must have gone on his nerve then, but he did his time for it, and that incident's on report, as we see there.
It's on report, that one.
On report twice, actually.
Yeah. Tommy Taylor loves it. He really... So Jerome Haynes, we might be on again here. No, he's hooked that one. It always astounds me when these blokes are kicking for touch. They kick it 40 metres into the grandstand. They can pick up another 20 metres easily enough.
Yeah, it's just that playing it safe, and it's just,
percentages.
Oh, I really, watching the NRL team, it really grinds me. Like Mitchell Moses can kick him about 70, but always kicks him 10, so...
Yeah, that's it. Nearly kicks it out the back of Bankwest Stadium. Oh, there we go. Alchin gets it away. Down Nico getting through plenty of work at fullback today. McKenzie goes to Cullen. Gives off that Sam Wooden. A pretty handy replacement. You've got Jay Porter out and you bring up a guy who's been Country Player of the Year and played plenty of years for the country rep team.
Yeah,
Sam Wooden.
For sure. And as I said, Sam Wooden will probably be a starter in most first grade teams around the competition and gets his chance. And first game there at Central played well, and last week he really took control of this Kurri team and guided them to a win.
Freak might have a bit of trouble getting his spot back.
Can't comment on that one.
Saunders tries to run over the top of Kirkwood there. McGrady goes to Haynes. Haynes with a kick back to the blind side. Tackle's completed. That was taken.
I think Barry McGrady might have thought about getting one back then, but decided against it at last minute.
I think he realised it was a different bloke at the end, so... An opportunity here for Kurri to try and pin Cessnock inside their own defensive red zone. They go out the back. Looks like Kirkwood coming in off his wing for a run. Forwards are starting to tie. We'll probably be looking at some rotations soon. Nearly 14 gone. Yeah,
it certainly is turning into that close encounter. We thought that first 10 minutes very open, but now really into an arm wrestle here.
Exactly right. Wait for another dangerous scoop. Picks up 15 metres for them after the offload to Blake Andrews. Brendan Halad coming back through the middle. Kurri doing well to try and get the Cessnock players most tackles on their back and slow those rucks down. Briggs with a high kick. Plenty of time for Down Nico, but he can't get to it on the full. Makes up for it with a tackle. Offload out the back. Ended up with a Kurri player. He's just held on to that. Garrett Barker just being in the right spot at the right time there.
Yeah, as you said, spoke about for those Cal Edwards and those Scott Briggs kicks, and that one certainly did test time Nico there at last minute with that drop.
Really dropped. It looked like it was going to carry to him, and then it dropped nearly 10 metres. He had to cover some ground and still couldn't get there.
Yeah, I think they'll be testing him out again there. Welcome to fullback time.
Cullen to Gilmore. That's where he's dangerous, Cullen, taking that ball to the line and just taking someone with him in the offload. He's got great hands for a back rower.
Yeah, so we've spoken about Cessnock quite a bit as Jerome here looks on this short side and opens up for him.
Scoots through. One-on-one with the fullback. Just overcooked the kick a bit. Barry McGrady unmarked. Could have dived if it was just a little bit better with the weight.
Yeah, he's filthy himself there, Jerome. I think he may have been able to get himself back off the right foot, but look for that kick option. As I said, we all make mistakes in football, but definitely very filthy himself.
A little bit of a lose-lose there. He kicks and goes out, and he's hit the bad man. If he backs himself and gets tackled, again, he's burnt the outsider. So
yeah, that's it, 100%.
Yep.
I said, yeah, we're talking about obviously Cessnock's attacking threat before, but same with Kurri. You've got blokes all across the field with that ability to ball play and kick and stuff. Like you've got Nagara Barker out there in the centres who's been doing a lot of kicking, a lot of ball playing for the team as well.
Yeah, certainly. And Mitch Cullen underrated with his ball playing as we talked about. So, the ball at the back. His feet are back. I think we've had 2 knock-ons from Cessnock. One back from Kurri. Well, he said Curry's knocked that one on.
Yeah, I think he said pass back from Cessnock first and a Kurri knock on, and you see the crowd over here obviously not agreeing with that decision.
Yes, there's plenty of parochial fans here in the blue, white and red, that's for sure. It's a bit of a lottery though. You're probably guessing which one went which way. I might have gone the other way, but there's a reason Tom Taylor's getting paid the big bucks.
Yeah, that's it for sure. Obviously Tom Taylor, very experienced referee, and seems like he's been around forever now.
Certainly does. Plenty of people still say he's the second best referee in his family, but we might leave that one alone.
100%. No, we won't leave it. I hope he listens back to this, and we'll say yes.
John the better bloke too, of course. It's been a dynasty of Taylor refereeing. You know, we're going back to probably the early 90s since there wasn't a Taylor in first grade. We had 2 of them there for a little while.
Tom might have to get his act together and find himself a girl or something.
Yeah,
Get that dynasty
get
going.
that 3rd generation. Otherwise, he's going to be refereeing until 20 years past what his old man did. As we see Cessnock now on the attack. Tackle 2 inside the 40. Sam Apthorpe taking that one in. Another player that went on to some higher football and then has come back to the Newcastle Rugby League. Scott Briggs takes it to the line, goes out the back. Short ball. Jerome Haynes with a great cover tackle on Brendan Williams. Bit of confusion. Referee Taylor orders him back.
Yeah, very good line there, read by the centre there from Cessnock, and very good ball to put him away, but good cover defence by Jerome, and Cessnock still with a couple.
Organising everyone here. He's blown a bit. He might be a bit short of a run, I think, still, but phenomenally talented in the way he reads and pulls apart the game. He's setting up plays 2 and 3 in advance. Yeah. I still stand by the comment I've made a few times before. Scott Briggs is probably the most talented footballer I've seen who hasn't gone on to play NRL Rugby League.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I don't think many people that have seen him play will deny that.
Oh, a bit of space here. Maloney beats the first. Can't beat the next couple, though. And he's brought down by Carl Edwards and Reid Hugo. Bit of open space. He got very excited there, John Maloney, when he took that kick and saw that space in front of him. Dart back in behind the ruck there. Go to the short side. That'll be tackle 3 now. Out over the 30. Out of Wooden. Wooden to steal. You can't beat the tacklers though. And wait for it around the legs. And right up top. Sam Wooden kicks to the 40-20. If he can find touch here, that's a big kick.
It's a massive
Great kick, Sam Wooden. That could turn the momentum here.
He's pumped up too. Definitely very pumped up from that kick as he calls his team down. And so that's just that experience. He had a look there. Obviously the winger not drop back, and could be a massive moment in the game. It's
a pretty still day today too, so that's a fair kick. He doesn't have any wind behind him. That just shows the experience of Sam Wooden, though.
It's experience and practice. So I don't know his age. I'm not going to say it, but he gets here and practices, before training every week and stuff. And
he's not as old as you might think. He's only in his early 30s still. I think he's a year older than me, so to make him 33, maybe 34 at the moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty good mates with Sam, so I think he's 33 or 34 to be honest. But so the way he's running,
feels like he's been around forever, though, doesn't it?
It does. I remember watching him when I was a kid. So
he's at Western, he's at Western when I first started out doing senior footy, and that's probably 14 or 15 years ago. So
decided to take the 2 here, obviously.
Yeah.
Learning from the past mistake for sure.
Yeah, it's 19 minutes gone, and Haynes will have a look to extend the lead out to 8-0 for Kurri here.
Feels like we've been a lot longer than 19 minutes, doesn't it? So
I think we've had a lot of ball in play. Probably only had the 1 or 2 scrums, I think. So
for sure,
it's been quite continual and flowing. Even the penalties, they haven't been sort of slowing it down too much. It's been, it's not too warm, but it'll be taxing on some of the big boys. I haven't seen, I don't think, any changes yet. Although I see Gilmore's gone to the bench, so he'll be the first of the changes. So Jerome Haynes at the moment, 13 from 17 conversion attempts and penalties for the season.
You think it would definitely be 14 from 18?
Yeah, he'd be pretty dirty on himself if he wasn't, especially after he overcooked that last kick. The general play. And he makes no mistake. Referee Taylor awards the 2 points. Kurri 8 leads Cessnock 0 halfway through this first half, and Haynes extends his kicking rate to 78%. Sneaking up into the elite.
Did you just do that in your head quickly then, or was that pre-calculated?
I haven't got the calculator here. I've got a maths degree. I might as well put it to use on something.
I said, certainly been the game so far we expected to be. Nice and grinding, and both teams with their fair opportunities. Kurri just capitalising on that really one big opportunity they did get.
They certainly have. Both sides have had some attacking possession. Oh, couldn't quite get to that Barry McGrady. Michael Steele carts that back well. Brings it out just over the 10 after picking it up in the in-goal. Reed Olchen runs into Sam Apthorpe. Anderson takes that one in now. We see Cullen. He's passed the last couple of times. He takes that one forward into contact. They take 4 in. That's where he's dangerous as well. They know they've got to get numbers in the tackle when Cullen runs it.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously that offload as well, and a great support player as well.
Sammy Wooden now tucks under the arm after a bit of scrappy play, trying to be cute around the back of the ruck. That's tackle 5, just short of halfway. Means Jerome Haynes will be the likely kicker here, and sure enough, that's where it goes. Goes high, midfield bomb. O'Brien, safe as houses under that. He looked a bit nervy, but made no mistake.
Yeah, same thing. It just looked like it dropped a little bit at last minute, but definitely took the kick and threw himself to the ground there and gives Cessnock a good place to start their set.
Certainly is. Tackle 2. They creep up over the 40. Andrews runs into Mackenzie and Cullen. Both of those guys that have pretty high tackle counts already. Waitford gives it off to her lad who tips on. That's Edwards. Dropped Hugo back under. Waitford again. Quick out of dummy half. He's very, very pacey straight out of the back of the ruck.
I think he might have missed his calling here late in his career, Stevie Waitford. I said he's doing a great job there at hooker.
Oh, that's a screaming catch. He wouldn't be out of place. Time down Nico.
He might have missed his calling at fullback.
Yeah. Or the New Zealand slips. They could do with a field like that, I would say. That was amazing. Time down Nico. Kurri now. Barry McGrady going forward. Mackenzie cuts out Cullen. Starting to develop into a real arm wrestle, this one. Neither side really being able to get inside the 20 at the moment. Cullen cuts it forward. It's just about who's going to break first, it seems.
Yeah, they're happy to do the hard yards there to work for their sets, and some good contact coming with these tackles as well.
Tackle 5, pressure on Sam Wooden. He gets away, a half-decent kick. He's actually cleared O'Brien. Looks like it'll be Joe Woodbury coming back. He's been in a rich vein of try-scoring form recently. Picked up a hat-trick the other week and got another one last week, I believe. So, again, the back's getting in for some work. That looks like Connor Kirkwood taking it up. Kyle Saunders makes no mistake in defence, though.
Another good shot there by Mitch Cullen jamming in.
Yeah, Mitch Cullen on Josh Charles, is it? Blake Andrews, another hitter. Brendan Hallag carts it forward with some intent. Go to Edwards. Here's those bombs we're talking about. The torpedo. Yeah. It's wobbling.
Good luck.
No communication there. And there's that man I talked about. Is that Joe Woodbury in for another?
Yeah, as we said, we've spoken about this, haven't we? We've spoken about the kicking game of Cessnock and really one of the best opportunities. I think that's the first bomb that Cal Edwards has put up, and the fullback and the winger there of Kurri just seemed very confused where it was going to go, and I think we did as well.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion. I certainly wasn't calling for it, that's for sure. But a little bit of confusion between Maloney and Dow Nikau, and Joe Woodbury just took the bounce. It sat up perfectly for him and continued. Mate, it's normally the commentator's curse. I've just blessed him, I think.
Yeah, you have. You've talking him a touch on him, and you watched that story develop over the years. I saw already ran 100 for the try, didn't he, off the kick?
Exactly right. I probably threw the pass in the end. So it is correct. The team list we had Josh Charles at 3. That's actually Isaiah Cooper Tedavano in the left centre for the Cessnock Goannas. It looks like Callan Edwards, he probably hasn't had the best season with the boot. He's a bit under 66%, so just under 2/3 of his kicks so far this season. So he'll be looking to improve that. He'll be quite a handy goal kicker on his day, but just sometimes it's not your year, I guess, and hasn't been the case. And he's going to have a tough one here from about 12 in from touch, and looks like he's going to take it back only about 18 metres. He's not taking it back too far. So
it's definitely very shallow for sure. And as I said, things with stats with goal kicking, it just doesn't show where he kicked him from, and he could have had kicking at 78%, but had 20 from the sideline. And these ones here, these are the difficult ones, that mid-range, not quite in front, not quite from the sideline, not really a place you'd practice from.
Yeah, I'd be lucky to kick 70% from 10 out right in front, so I'm not going to bag him too much.
I don't want to talk myself up, but I was out here kicking with some of the first grade boys on Tuesday. I hit 4 from the sideline, and I think if
Newcastle Rugby League changes the rules and we can go NFL style, just have a nominated kicker.
Yeah, 100%.
That'd be good.
I could have been anything if I could just goal kick, but unfortunately I can't tackle and I can't run, really.
Maybe, mate. We were talking about it off air. You said your ladies' league tag. Mate, we'll throw you in a wig, mate. Have you a shave, and you can just goal kick for the ladies' league tag as soon as you see him going in. Just quick substitution for the winger. Yeah,
obviously with a 28-4 win today, it would have been 36-4 if we took our conversions, but still a pretty big win for us today, so I can't really complain. I've got to be happy with that.
Well, that's not too bad. When you told me it was 28-4 and they had a shogger with the boot, I thought they'd scored 7 tries and kicked none, so it's not as bad as I thought.
No, we've gone 2 from 6.
Interesting to see Jerome Haynes taking that back a fair way, almost a metre back from the line.
Yeah, to be honest, he does that every week, and he aims for that post, as you saw. They're very close to the post, and he's last week against Lakes, he hit it once, and he caused a bit of confusion the second time for it to go dead.
There's that man we talked about just before, Cooper Tedavano, taking it forward. Also, we've had a change too with Nick Lawrence coming on and going in the dummy half role. Paul Carter almost gets his arm free there. He's recovered from his earlier concern.
Yeah, he's certainly starting to walk in the game.
That was a questionable pass from dummy half right in front of us.
He's got it here on the sideline.
Yeah, it's a touch judge all over that. Not a great start for Nick Lawrence, unfortunately.
Yeah, you see a lot of forward passes in dummy half that do escape because they just look like they float forward with the momentum from the ruck. But
it seems
that
like
one
a really
definitely
simple thing to get right, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just timing. It's timing, and you practice timing, obviously, from probably under 8s the whole way through. But unfortunately,
I get you've got your pattern and those sorts of things, but surely if you're a dummy half and you go, geez, I'm going to have to throw that forward, you just don't give it to him.
Just take a couple of scoots, take a couple of steps out, and then give it to him. But
take a couple of steps out. Or there's got to be. That's why you need to have 2 runners too, I guess. So you see Kurri feed it. It's a good opportunity here as they cart it up towards halfway. That's a strong carry by John O'Maloney. Goes into Hugo and also Nick Lawrence. They go to the right. That Corey Barber on the field now.
Ben Wyborn there for
Wyborn.
17, yeah. Corey Barber out there with Cessnock, but would be a handy addition, to be honest.
Looking at the wrong list, my bad. I was going to say he's certainly changed frame, Corey, if that was him. So there's Haynes. He's got Ultram with him. Saunders looking back inside. They're looking very dangerous. Ultram couldn't get his arm free, though. Haynes. 2 underneath. There's Cullen. Just settling it there in the middle. Tackle 5. Both halves options on the right. That's Wooden. He goes to Haynes. Kicks through. I think he's knocked it on there, though. That should be tackle 0 for Cessnock.
He's got about 3 kicks and about 2 knock-ons of that, Jerome. And
if he was playing AFL, it would have been magical. He could have towed through again for himself, but unfortunately we're not.
Definitely 0 tackle. There'll be tackle 1 here for Cessnock now.
Well, as we start to see a few more of the forward changes, we see Brendan Halad, that is, leave the field, and another one of the bench players come on for Cessnock. Looks likely that's Alex Mamone. And here he is for his first run. That's tackle 5, only out to their 40. That's probably a good defensive set for Kurri. Edwards tries to find some territory. It's a wobbly torpedo again. McGrady, no mistake. Blake Edwards comes in absolutely firing. But Kurri in perfect field position here as they go across halfway through Saunders on tackle 2.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad kick, and when he approached, I thought he got himself in a bit of trouble there, McGrady, but obviously with a good run, gets his team a very good start to their set.
He took it well. It's just starting to dip into that sort of shadowy spot that's just in front of us as well, so it's not an easy patch as you start to come in and out of the light. A few times I had to play on the wing, I was making all sorts of excuses for any kick, let alone one that was like that. Time down, Nico just stops there. It's like he was trying to say, I'm not going to take any advantage from running behind my own
for
player.
sure.
So that's the rule, so that's all right. If you don't gain an advantage, it's play on.
He tried to not take advantage. The Cessnock bloke stood off him that much. I think he had second thoughts on the other side.
And Wooden tips it on, but unfortunately it's been intercepted. It's a runaway here. Jerome Haynes tracking down the middle of the field to try and keep him out wide. But Joe Woodbury, there goes his second, and that will open up a lead for Cessnock, 10 points to 8. Cessnock Goannas over Kurri Bulldogs here at Kurri Sports Ground.
He certainly haven't put the mocker on as he grabs his second, and very well play. It was very good quick hands down that short side at Kurri, but Woodbury awake to it, and gets himself a double.
Certainly does. He's in a rich vein of form, Joe Woodbury, at the moment, and Cal Edwards will look to continue his goal kicking from a little bit closer into the goal post.
I hope they haven't got him on try scoring bonus out there at Cessnock. They'll be hitting the leagues club up for some more.
They might be over the salary cap if that happens, mate. Have to have an investigation. I'll tell you, he's an interesting runner. He's got a real sort of just loping sort of run. He didn't look like he's running that quickly, but he was running away from everyone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is he actually in a sprint mode here, or is he waiting for someone to come? And as you said, they were never going to get to him either way.
Yeah, he's got a fair pair of long legs on him, Joe Woodbury, and strides away. He's knows the way to the try line. As I said, I think that's 6 or 7 tries in his last 4 games, so that's more than I got in my career. So
yeah, I'm with you.
They don't put you in the middle of the field to score tries.
I think I scored that many in Oztag this year. That's probably about it. But does that count?
They all count if they're rare to come by. I'm sure Joe Woodbury's not claiming Oztag tries. He doesn't need to. You see Cal Edwards with this one on the tee. Very heavily strapped on his left knee there, Cal. You say he's probably about 18 in from touch. Very shallow again, only about 15 metres back. Missed that one, so the score remains Cessnock Goannas 10, Kurri Bulldogs 8, with about 8 to go here in this first half, and it's really developing into an arm wrestle.
Yeah, for sure. And as I said, that's that range there for Cal there, that range where you just don't want to kick from. It's one of those ones you don't practice from, and pretty disappointing himself, but still Cessnock got a 2-point lead, and yeah, this game certainly has opened up.
Certainly has, and it's right in the arm wrestle, and this sort of 8 minutes to go till half time is going to be a key period here. As Haynes gets us underway, he goes a little bit wider with this one, doesn't try and strike the post. Mamone carts it back, bounces off the first couple. It's tackle 2. And that's Kurri Barber with the ball. Look to get the arm free there in the tackle, Cessnock. Scott Briggs inside 40, no winger at home, but looks like down Nickow's getting across. And he reads that well, dummies to McGrady.
Dummies to himself as well there.
Yeah. Didn't fool anyone though.
I think he almost fooled himself.
Would have been the only. There's McGrady taking it in. Saunders goes dummy half. No, McKenzie's there. Gives it off to Alchin. He's got through a lot of works in the first sort of almost 35 minutes of this game, Reid Alchin.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of playing like an extra front row with the amount of work he's doing.
He is, and he's certainly heading into the middle quite a bit rather than playing wider on the edge. Tackle 4, they take it almost to the 40. Yeah, wide, Wooden. Drops his second row back underneath him. Anderson. No, it was Benny Wyborn, sorry. Haynes goes into the corner. Kirkwood, no mistake. They've looked safe under the high ball, Cessnock, so far.
Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, certainly put some bombs up as well there, Kurri. But if we're having a bomb competition, Cessnock would definitely be ahead with the movement on the ball.
Yeah, Scott and Cal are getting plenty of drift on those balls. The boys at the back will be very glad there's no breeze about, because that would be making it even more difficult if it was. There's Mamone, carts it forward. Runs very upright as he goes into contact.
I think that's the third straight time he's ran at Mitch Cullen, and not many blokes to do that in the local competition, that's for sure.
He's come off best probably 2 of the 3 times too.
He'll get him back to Arabia, waiting for his opportunity.
Mitch will be keeping score in his head, I'm sure. Carter again, he's taking on a lot more running now rather than ball playing. We thought that might happen. He might drift into sort of a lock or back row position. Go to the short side of Callan Edwards. Kicks it along the ground. John Maloney picks that one up. Carts it straight back into contact with Blake Andrews and Corey Barber. Little scoot out there. Takes him over the 40 on tackle 2. John O'Maloney again. Put his hand up for plenty of work now as the forward start to tire. Kenzie out to Hammond. Time down, Nick out sniffing about there, looking for him to get the arm free. It's not going to happen though. McKenzie goes to the right. Jared Anderson now looks like he might have moved into a middle forward sort of role. That's tackle 5. Come to the left to Jerome Haynes. Pass it to McGrady. Kicks it back inside. Reed Ulchin looks like he might have got there. Referee's happy. Touch judges are happy. Reed Ulchin with a try. Kurri back in front. 12 points to 10 with a kick to come. 4 minutes remaining. How's that? Barry McGrady with the soft touch.
Yeah, it was really something for nothing there, wasn't it? Kurri just looked like they were trying to work down the field, did a lot of work through the middle, and spread the ball out here with Jerome Haynes showing a long ball. That it probably wasn't the perfect ball, but Barry McGrady picking up with a nice little kick through, and Reed Ulchin gets himself a try with a good chase.
Yeah, Jerome sort of threw that pass almost into no man's land, a bit of a bounce pass, and Barry ran out of space, just did the right thing, rolled it back in, and the slide defence from Cessnock were all overshooting it, and
yeah,
then it was very lackadaisical in the in goal.
This shows the best kind of attacking football sometimes is playing what's in front of you, and exactly what Barry McGrady's done there. Just thought, I'll put it in the in goal, you don't know what could happen, and yeah, obviously the best possible outcome is 4, possibly 6 points.
That's it, the weight on that kick, Cessnock either had to knock it dead or it was going to be grounded by Kurri, so perfectly weighted kick by Barry McGrady, showing his half how to do it. Jerome burnt him a little bit earlier with a heavy kick, so he's like, mate, this is how it's done.
Yeah, for sure, and obviously coaching, I always tell the girls, grabbing the in-goal inside the 20 because you don't know what could happen. You're either going to get a knock-on that could lead to a try, a repeat set, or the best possible outcome, a try.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, it's a reset of play at the 20 anyway. Yes, they get an extra tackle, but it gives you a chance to have a split second breather and reset everything.
Yeah, for sure, and that's it. And see Jerome here in that same kind of no man's land and see if he can keep his good kicking percentage up.
Yeah, exactly right.
What's this put him to if he nails this one?
If he nails this one, let me work on that. That'll take him to 15 from 19, so that'll take him to about 79%.
Impressive.
Approximately, just roughly. Won't go into the decimal places. You backing him in from here?
Yeah, he looks like he's got it lined up pretty well. And he's hit the post. And it's gone over.
Oh, dabs it over off the post.
Never in doubt, never in doubt.
That's 3 from 3 for Haynes today. Looking good with the boot. He's just keeping us nervous with that.
I'm just really hoping for another try because I've already worked out the percentage for the next one if he converts it.
Yeah, I was going to say, it gets easier on the next one.
Gets easier, 16 from 20.
Yeah, when it's 20, yeah, exactly right. You take the easy one, but I'll let you have that one.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
That's Kurri lead, 14 points to 10 here over Cessnock. Callan Edwards gets us back underway with a high kick-off. No mistake, Barry McGrady. Brady Hammond winding up, but couldn't quite get going. Falls back to ground, McKenzie. Jared Anderson hasn't had much involvement in it today. They've played predominantly down this left edge close to us.
Yeah, he's got himself in the middle looking for a bit more work. I think he's playing a bit of a lock position there, and I can't really actually tell because Mitchie's obviously in there with a 13 on his back. But
Mitch just goes where he wants, I think. He just drifts across as that extra ball player sometimes, so Carter tangled up with him there, really slowing it down. There's Hammond again, getting through plenty of work. Wouldn't. I don't think that's what he was trying to go for.
Yeah, I think he wanted that one over the sideline. He might have just shanked it.
O'Brien beats the first. He beats Olchin. Can he get outside Saunders? Beats Saunders, but Saunders gets enough on him to bring him to ground.
Got to give Sam a bit for that kick. Every time I kicked one of that at Oztag, he was into me, so there's one back for you.
McKenzie in on the tackle there. But looking just to finish this off. 45 seconds remaining. So Andrews took that one forward. Kirkwood getting in for another hitter. He's probably played above his weight today in the first half, Connor Kirkwood. He's got in for plenty of work in the middle.
Yeah, but I think all the backs from both teams have. They said Woodbury obviously doing a fair bit of work, and this game really has been played in the backs. Obviously the forwards doing the tough work, but can't complain with the work your backs are doing for either team.
Paul Carter trying to milk a penalty there. Little scoot out of dummy half and gets the offload away. Support play. Another one there. Mamone. He gets it free, but it's gone back. Oh, there's a knock on there. And that'll probably be all she wrote for the first half. I don't think the boys will be too keen to pack this scrum as the clock ticks down to the single digits.
Yeah, there's about 0% of this chance of this scrum packing, but yeah, throwing a bit of caution to win. Cessnock throwing the ball around, almost getting a bit lucky through the middle, and great scramble by Kurri, and Kurri take a 14-10 lead at half time.
They certainly do. It's been an impressive first half from both sides. No inch given, no quarter taken. We'll take a little bit of a break now and we'll rejoin you with the second half here from Kurri Sports Ground in this Business Plaza Cup game between the Kurri Bulldogs and the Cessnock Goannas. Welcome back to Kurri Sports Ground here for the second half of this Tooheys Newcastle Rugby League Business Plaza Cup first grade fixture. At the break, we've got the Kurri Bulldogs 14 leading the Cessnock Goannas 10. As those of you who joined us in the first half know, I'm Chris McPherson. I'm joined by the Kurri Blues tag coach, Adam Martin. Kurri, they make this place a bit of a fortress. I think the stats from the start of last year, something like 75% wins at home, 35% away from home. Are they going to go on with this one?
Yeah, I said, there's been moments in that game, looked like Kurri dominated the start, then Cessnock had that middle period, and Kurri with a bit of dominance at the end, and it's going to continue on with that way, and they will win the game, yes.
Yeah, if they can repeat what they did in the first half, it's 2 tries all, but a penalty goal and a flawless conversion record from Jerome Haynes is the difference. They probably had the better running, and the score might flatter Cessnock a little after a Joe Woodbury length of the field intercept try. But, yeah, look, both sides are right in this, and it's going to be whoever comes out of the gates the best here, I think, as we see Kurri taking it towards their 40. That's Reid Altram with the ball under his wing. You'd have to be getting close to leading the hit-up count so far today, Reid.
Yeah, both him and Mitch doing a mountain of work out there for the Kurri Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you combine the tackle count and the hit-up count, I think Mitch Cullen and Daylight second probably.
Certainly a bloke you'd want in your Supercoach team.
Yeah, he racks up the points, that's for sure. And as we see, Jerome Haynes beats the first one. Gets a half-decent kick away after the winger's not at home. Barry McGrady, can he regather it? No, not quite. Interesting to see who's taking that into touch. He's trying to claim that Cessnock have. But referee Tom Taylor having none of that, and we'll have that handover on the 10-metre line.
Not going to argue Barry there. The last touch certainly came off Cessnock, but definitely not played out there as he tried to put that ball in. And
you're one of those blokes, are you? You know, from 75 metres away, you've got better eyes than the touchy. I like it.
No, it was correct. I think Tom ruled not played out there. Definitely not played out by Cessnock.
Oh, okay, I'm with you now. Okay, beautiful. Cessnock flipping about in the ruck there. See Cooper Tedavano. He's a real nugget of a player, and he makes huge metres there. Picks up about 18 to 20 metres. Scoot out from the back of the ruck from Lawrence. Come to the left. Oh, a little bit of contact off the ball there from Ben Wyborn on Cal Edwards. Kick through from Briggs. Picked up. Barry McGrady. Running across field. Picks up a few metres. Maloney. Gives it off to Wyborn. Maloney taking a scoot. Brings it up almost to the 40-metre line. He's tackled by Hugo and Edwards. So it might be Brady Hammond with the ball. He takes up almost to halfway. Haynes again, pressure on him. Carter looked like he was going to put a late hit on, but decided better at the end, and he finds touch on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, certainly under a lot of pressure. That's the second kick there. He's been under pressure, Jerome Haynes, and he definitely flirted with the sideline there, but just pulls up short, then bounces over sideline and scrum feed to Cessnock here, once again have to work the ball out from their own end. Yeah,
it looks like that's going to be a tactic that Todd Edwards has got them, because I think both sides of kickers were relatively untroubled by pressure in the first half and allowed them to really get some purchase. So looks like Cessnock have come out with a real mantra to go after Jerome Haynes. Those first 2 kicks, he's had plenty of pressure on him. See him come across. There's that man Connor Kirkwood again, but he'll probably be thinking twice about that. The second effort, unfortunately, there, though. Benny Wyborn should know a little better than that. He's been around the traps for long enough.
Definitely smart. It's a good dominant tackle, and Cessnock played well to bounce to his feet as we look to catch another one here.
Yeah.
It's cleared us as well.
They must not know that the message is that they've got to try and find us. Cooper Tedavano.
One day I'm going to catch one.
To Edwards. Out the back to Mamone. He's got a big frame on him, and they get a couple of numbers in the tackle. Hammond the last to peel out. Now it's Barber with the ball. He's been solid since he's come on, Corey Barber. Oh, offload there. Paul Carter couldn't quite pick it up from his toes.
He's doing really well, this young number 14 here from Cessnock, getting out of the rough.
They've lost nothing with Wafer going off and him coming on.
Yeah, definitely not at all. But unfortunately, there his team just wasn't aware to it. He made a good break and looked for that ball and probably should have held it. But if his team's with him, they do get a try there, Cessnock.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think if Paul Carter was probably a fullback or an outside back there, he probably reels that in because he's probably a step further forward, but right at his toes. And I know I was certainly not getting down to one of those with my hamstrings.
I wouldn't have caught that, that's for sure.
I wouldn't have been even there, so that's all right. As I see Kurri, they come the blind side. Yeah, that was a forward pass from down Nick Howe. Touch judge has got that. He's got that 100% right.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, a rookie error
with it, and yeah, definitely not what you want to do. It's a very simple thing: pack the scrum and try and work out the field. And they tried to push it early, unfortunately, and that's a coach killer there for Kurri.
That's where it comes back a little bit to what we talked about before. You said about it playing in what's in front of you. If the guy's standing in front of you, don't pass him the ball. Probably what you get taught back in mini footy.
Yeah, definitely very basic of rugby league there, and it's like the simple rule: the team who scores the most points wins the game.
Yeah, it's a good strategy. Is that normally the last message go out when the Blues Tag girls go out?
Oh, they wouldn't listen anyway, but yeah, definitely not.
If we score more than them, then we're probably a pretty good chance to win. See Cessnock now. They're in prime attacking position. 13 out from the line. They play the ball. There's Mamone. He's got through a lot of work as well. Good tackle. Again, Mitch Cullen around the legs. Peels back. Edwards decides to go himself. He hasn't run it much today, but he gets the flick ball out the back. Lawrence. Brought down by his collar. Go to the right, Briggs. Drops a man back under. Scott Briggs really taking control of the side here. Offload. There's Briggs now with the ball. He goes to Edwards. Drops Hugo back underneath. Oh, he almost gets the arm free for an offload. That's tackle 5. Lawrence. Oh, couldn't quite get there. I thought he was going to slither in under the feet.
I thought he was in there for sure. And he's really taken his game on, hasn't he? And as we said, Lawrence, they really lost nothing there with Stevie Waitford coming off. That's no disrespect to Stevie Waitford, but Lawrence certainly taking this game to Kurri.
Yeah, certainly Waitford and many will know it. And Nick Lawrence in no time will be one by the look of him if he can continue this sort of form going forward in the year. And he'll give Todd Edwards some challenges when it comes to team selection.
Yeah, for sure. And that's probably the creative thing there for Cessnock. Stevie Waitford, I think, can cover most positions in that back line, but so if he keeps putting this performance, it'll be hard for him.
He might have to reinvent himself as a back rower. Steve Waitford, the way things are going with the amount of halves and hookers and things they've got.
If he names himself in the front row, I've seen it all.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. As we see Kurri now across the 30. Starting to go back to some simple carries. Haynes kicks early. Finds a space between fullback and winger. Harry O'Brien gets across quickly, gives it to Joe Woodbury. He's been the man of the moment with 2 tries so far today. But he can't beat the first line of defence. Looks like McGrady and Saunders making the tackle there. Another great run. Connor Kirkwood again. He's taking as many hit-ups as most of their forwards. We see Reid Hugo spin free the first tackle. McKenzie comes back, wraps him up. Hugo taking his time getting to his feet. Flat ball to Barber. McKenzie and Hammond in that one. Go to Briggs. He's really taking ownership of this Cessnock team today. They get free. A flat ball goes to Kirkwood. He's in space. He kicks it. It's going to be a little bit too big, though, I think. And sure enough, it rolls dead. And Kurri will bring it out to the 20 for a restart, and they'll have a 7-tackle set.
Yeah, good work, Cessnock, by and that short side there, and it definitely did open up for him, and good draw and pass, 7 centre. Unfortunately, that kick just had a little bit too much weight on it.
Down Nick Howe uses his big frame, cards it forward over the 30. A good first run, picks up 12 metres. Plays it back McGrady. Gives it back, Alchin. And McGrady just trying to pick that up on the ground. He's been called, but it's been a knock-on by referee Tom Taylor. Not sure whether he got his hands on it or not, but again, I'll go with Tom. He's a little bit closer to the action than we are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll call it confident there. Go to the referee's call, and he did look like he did knock that on. Definitely pushing the forward motion there, Barry. But once again, Kurri failing to complete their set and putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Yeah, very early in the tackle set, trying to get that arm free. And both sides probably guilty a little bit of just overplaying their hand at different times here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, 100%. As we said, it's kind of gone from a bit of a wrestle to a bit of a open play and into a pretty error little game. If they can put it all together, it will be a fantastic finish, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's sort of broken down to being a little bit scrappy in the early opening stages of this second half, and but Tom Taylor just saying the Curri players need to get their heads in the scrum there. See, Scott Briggs will feed it again. Oh, a bouncing pass. Just manages to reel it in. Again, Connor Kirkwood getting through that hard work. Alex Mamone. Carts it up to the 30. That's tackle 2. Lawrence comes to the left. Edwards. Cut out ball from Edwards. Hits Reed Hugo on the chest. And he'll dot down just to the left of the post and level the scores. Cessnock 14. Kurri 14 with a kick to come to the Goannas.
Yeah, fantastic go to the line there by Cal Edwards. Goes to the line, throws a perfect ball. Took a bit of whack in the meantime, but...
He's feeling it down in back play here.
100%, but he'll also be feeling proud of himself as well there because he's got himself a team. Great try, assist and 4 points, which should put Cessnock with a 16-14 lead with the kick to come.
Yeah, just a simple couple of bodies in motion there. Did the trick, and the cut-out ball across hit Reed Hugo running a perfect little in-line, and he just found himself with a bit of daylight in front and made no mistake.
Yeah, he runs a very good line there, Hugo, for sure, and as I said... Cal Edwards can go to the line as much as he wants to, but if his support runners aren't there, it's not going to be any good, and they were there for him that time, and I would say there's a reward for Cessnock.
He couldn't have thrown that ball any better. It was hard, it was flat, and it hit him right on the chest.
Yeah, there was 3 whacks there. A whack on him, the whack hitting the chest, and a whack when he went through the line. So lots of contact, but 4 points for Cessnock. It puts him in the lead.
Yeah, change of kicker here. Scott Briggs now taking over the duties. His first conversion attempt of the season. You should be able to do the maths on this one either way it goes, mate.
He's kicking at either 0% or 100%.
That is 100% correct. You'd think a man of Scott Briggs' vintage would knock this one over fairly easily. Probably a bit tough on Cal Edwards. Briggsy takes the easy one, although he might be just blowing a little bit, I think. Still just
after that whack, I think he's a bit, for sure. Making a slow walk back.
Certainly wasn't missed. It was a good tackle on him, but unfortunately didn't assist Curry's cause. As we see, Scott Briggs nabbed that one over, and that opens up a lead in this seesawing contest, 16 points to 14. The Cessnock Goannas leading here over the home side, the Kurri Bulldogs. Just under 12 minutes gone in the second half, and this game's right in the balance. We've got a cracker on our hands. Yeah,
certainly back and forth, as you said, and it seems like one team hits the lead and it seesaws the other way, and obviously if we're going to continue that way, it'll be Kurri to score the next try, which we'll see if that happens, and for that to happen, I think Kurri really need to hit this right-hand side. Obviously, get these errors out of the game and try and play a bit of football on their own end.
Yeah, 100% as Kurri go high with that kick-off. Corey Barber brings it back firmly. Just a little update from the other ground. Central Charlestown 18, leading Macquarie Scorpions 0, 46 gone in that one. That's a little bit of a surprise, that one.
Yeah, for sure. And I said that's been the way the competition goes this year. It's just been one team beating one team one week and the other one losing the next week. And
it's great when the competition's like that. Kyle Kingston and Cameron Anderson with doubles over there at St John Oval. But back to the action here as Cessnock bring it up towards halfway. A very slow ruck there. Cessnock appealing for a penalty, but not getting what they're after. Pop over the top. Oh, it's gone backwards off his legs. Joe Woodbury. Back foot ball on tackle 5, not what they're chasing. Callan Edwards set deep. Mitch Cullen getting through with some pressure. Ball's gone high into that patchy light and timed down Nick Howe. Ben Wyborn. Ben Wyborn was really tempted to pick that one up, and he's probably lucky that Cal Edwards coming through couldn't reel that one in, because otherwise it would have been a try. And
that's it. He didn't want to give away the penalty there, and I think Cessnock probably would have kept the pressure on, but obviously, you don't want to concede points for your team either. And
it's a catch-22, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those time ones. And
you can see him thinking about it, but
I'm sitting there thinking, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? And then,
I'm glad because he made the smart decision and it paid off for him in the end. So, but Cessnock now with some prime attacking position to extend their 2-point lead. Cooper Tedavano dancing on the spot, runs into Cullen. Briggs drops Corey Barber back underneath on a drift line. Barber finds his front. He'll look for the quick play the ball here. And he gets it. Lawrence comes across the left. Goes himself and he's got it down. Those little darts, they pay off. Cessnock 20. Kurri 14 with a kick to come. And Kurri just starting to lose a bit of control this one.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's certainly the try that he does deserve there. Nick Lawrence, he's getting out of that dummy half run in there, and he's just, finally got the try he deserves. But, Kurri, once again, their own worst enemy in the first 15 minutes here. Error after error, and Cessnock taking full advantage of that.
They certainly have. Kurri just not. It looks like they've just come out of the sheds with their head not quite in the game. It happens at the best of times. Have to try and regather behind the post here, and I'm sure there'll be some firm conversation, some messages coming out from the coach.
Yeah, for sure. He's look up to the right and see if Ronnie is there on his walkie-talkie, wherever he may be. He's certainly going to be into him because I said this half hasn't been good enough so far for Kurri.
Certainly hasn't, and they're. And you see Scott Briggs, he'll maintain his 100% record as Cal Edwards now comes back to kick this one.
Yeah, he won't take one again all year. He'll be
That's
happy with that 100% record.
Yeah.
It's got 25 minutes on the clock. That's a big thing.
8-point lead could be quite key here, but Kurri, their main priority is going to be just arresting this momentum at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. That's not getting full dominance on the field, and Kurri's got to find a way to get themselves back in the game.
It's not like they've really got on top in the arm wrestle, though. They've just had a bit of broken play, taken opportunities a couple of times. Lawrence, though, has been an absolute find. He's dangerous out of dummy half. Poor old Steve Wakeman's probably sitting over there on the bench wondering if he's going to get back on. You see Jerome Haynes now set up.
Come on, boys, left. Let's lift, boys, lift.
It's interesting, though, when he sets this ball up, because it is back from the line, the players have got to stay behind him. As I say that, he puts it on the line for the first time today.
I think referee Tom Taylor might have told him to put it on the line there because he threw the hands in the air and he lines his kick up. Be filthy if he kicks it dead.
It goes wide this time. Edwards makes no mistake with that one. Halad back on the field and carts that one up over the 20. Not happy with something coming out of that ruck. Cooper Tedavano getting in for another run. Can't break the line, and he's driven it backwards in the end by McKenzie. Hammond up around the top. Corey Barber finds his back in the end. They come across the 40. Halad rolling up his sleeves for the second of the set. It'll be tackle 4. One more here, but they look to kick early through Briggs. McGrady not quite at home. Going to pin them in the corner here, are they? Oh, time down, Nicky. I might get dragged back into the in-goal. No. He's done well to stay in the field of play. McGrady tackled by Lawrence. That's tackle 2. They scoot back to the blind side and get across the 10 on tackle 3. A couple of rotations starting to happen now for the Bulldogs. Plenty of work from the backs here for Kurri. That's tackle 4 and they're out to the 20.
Yeah, seem not to be able to get their own end here. Kurri is another good scoop.
Oh, McGrady, he almost slipped through. He gets the arm free. Oh, that looked high. That looked high. He
penalised, and once again, I don't think there's any intent to that. But
he's cost himself 10 metres there by giving referee Tom Taylor some what might be nicely termed as constructive criticism.
Yeah, it's just once again it's a bit of a lazy effort there by Paul Carter, and I don't really see why he had to mouth off there because it was clearly a high shot, but gives Kurri a bit of a chance upfield here. It's probably their first real chance of the.
Was it Carter or Barber?
Half.
I think it was actually Corey Barber.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Carter. Carter known for it, but no, Corey Barber not happy with that one. Great play the ball there by Anderson. See Hammond go into contact here, takes it inside the 10 metres. Option set left and right. Cullen and Haynes on the left, Wooden on the right. But Hammond spilt that one. Again, Kurri turning over the ball in key territory. What's happening in the coach's box right now?
Yeah, what can you say, really? And I say it's probably their first real chance in the second half there, and just poor play the ball, and there's a Kurri handing the ball over. It's probably a better place to hand the ball over. They've been handing the ball in their own end a lot, but you still got 2 tackles on the board. You really want to make something of that there.
Yeah, I think there might have been some key words of frustration flying from the coach's dugout after seeing another one go begging. Almost halfway through this second half here at the Graveyard, the Kurri Sports Ground, and Cessnock leading 22-14. Kurri probably had the better of it in the first half, but Cessnock will come out of the gates well in the second. Still anyone's game to be taken as we see Cessnock go forward here out of their own defensive half. Blake Andrews back out there, carting that one forward. Scott Briggs not happy with something went on there. We see Corey Barber again rolled onto his back. Brock Gilmore back out in the field and making an impact straight away. We go to the left, Briggs runs it, drifts across field. Doesn't have... Oh no, sorry, that's Carter. Good tackle there. Sam Wooden. It's a great one-on-one tackle by Sam Wooden.
I think he's hurt him a bit there too with that tackle.
Oh. Same. Looks like he's saying Tom McKenzie not square at marker. But yeah, Carter came out of that one. I actually heard him scream out in the tackle from up here. He's not happy. I think it's his shoulder he's holding.
Yeah, his
Not
shoulder.
having the best game.
Bit of a ribs as well, but he just keeps toughing out and just keeps getting on with the game. And as I said, Cessnock's really taken control of this game since he's come into the game.
Yep, and he still managed to get the quick play the ball even after the dominant one-on-one tackle and earn his team a penalty off the back of that. They're probably blessed here in that they've got Steve Waitford on the bench, so if Carter does need to come off, and it looks like he might be, they can bring Waitford on who can readily play in the halves or even slot into the back row if needed. Another penalty. Brady Hammond giving away a penalty. Cessnock player, I'm just trying to spot who it is. Looks like it's Reed Hugo getting up throwing the football. He's not happy with what's going on there. They've already got the penalty. And then someone's giving him a spray, trying to square it up.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. They'll obviously keep the pressure on here, Cessnock. And
yeah, they've already got the 8-point lead. I don't think they'll take the 2. Jared Anderson trying to lift the team there with a big shot on Corey Barber. Barber's made some impact when he's run it, but he gets found on his back nearly every time. Oh, an intercept.
They won't catch him.
Barry McGrady away. Can he run it all the way? He crosses the 50. McGrady, he's across the 30. Callan Edwards in chase. He's closing the space, but he's not going to get in. Barry McGrady. What a try.
Yeah,
and the intercept returns.
Called it as soon as he took it there. There's no way they're going to catch Barry McGrady. He's a very quick man. And as you said, the intercept returns, and the Kurri crowd here over on the grandstand side get into it. But that's probably the misfortune for Cessnock, but the fortune that Kurri needed him to get themselves back in the game.
Certainly. Harry O'Brien looked like he looked right at him, though, before he threw it. I don't know whether he backed Barry to be able to jump, but he reeled it in, and look, he made it a close race in the end. Callan Edwards with a good turn of foot, but couldn't reel him in. And Cessnock now 22, Kurri 18, kick to come, and it's game on with 18 minutes to go, Adam.
100%. Long time to go in this football game with a kick to come. Could be 2-point difference. And as you said, yeah, he jumped quite well. I think he might have been watching a bit of the NBA Finals there, but if that ball goes to hand, Cessnock probably get a try, but it just shows you how good a game of football is.
Yeah, certainly right. Kurri be looking to get the wood back in this one. As we said, Cessnock the winners early in the season, and they're right back in this arm wrestle now. Just about taking your opportunities, and Cessnock have been doing the better of that in this start of the second half. And yeah, that might be just the little turn that Kurri needed, and I'm sure that the message here now in the huddle will just be about completing the set and just kicking it down to the corner and just getting back into their rhythm.
Yeah, that's all you ask as a coach after points, is complete that set, and you never know what could happen. You put a kick downfield, hopefully force an error, and so as Jerome takes his time to line this one up from pretty close to the sideline.
Yeah, he's going to give you a good chance on your maths here. Oh, he's missed it.
That's yours. It's on you.
Oh, it's a nice easy one. 15 from 20, 75%.
Easy, very easy.
Back to where he started the day.
I've got a chance give a shout out to one of my mates down there at Central Coast, a Rimba Magpies star, Tim Boyd. Sending me messages through on Facebook, giving me some reviews on my commentary.
He hasn't been roped in by the big money of the Tall Timbers timber cutters.
Definitely not. Started the year in open grade on there and playing both open grade and first grade. So there's your shout out to him. Don't say I don't do anything for you, and probably talked your footy career up a bit too much.
Speaking of that area, I was chatting to one of the boys from the Gloucester Magpies. They had a road trip down. They're playing down there at Arimba today. Oh, Corey Barber a mile in front of the kicker and missed by Tom Taylor. And what's happened here?
Yeah, Tom Nickhouse knocked this on off the kickoff. So
that should have been a penalty to Kurri on halfway. Corey Barber was a good couple of metres in front there.
Yeah, as you said, I don't know if he could have got a call from anyone there, but yeah, quite clearly offside. But
if it was an outside back, I would have believed it, but I know Corey Barber's not that fast.
That's it, and it really could change the game, that there. You know, Kurri would have had the ball up the other end, but we're all humans. We're all humans, that's it. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, doesn't make an excuse for time dropping that one, and now Cessnock with an opportunity to open up their 22-18 lead. As it come to the left through Edwards. Drops Cooper Tedovano back underneath. He's quite a big, strong body, but he likes to run those drip lines, Cooper Tedovano. Steve Waitford back out there now. Dummy half, he gives it to Brendan Halad. Runs into the left shoulder of Michael Steele. Strong contact there. Mid-tackle 2. Inside the 10 metres. Waitford to Briggs. Briggs drops the second man under. That's that man, Kurri Barber. Tackle 3. Kurri continue to defend stoutly. Briggs to Edwards to Hugo. Oh. Ngara Barker sneaking up there looking for the intercept. Waitford. Short ball to Halad. Oh. I'll tell you what, time down, Nico might be lucky to have gotten away with a shoulder charge based on the fact the knock-on had already happened just there, but maybe that's the square up that they needed.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to have a bit of luck at games where things go against you. That's what you take, but there's good ball work there on the line there by Cessnock. A couple of little tip-ons and obviously some good contact to force the error.
Exactly right. As we see, Kyle Saunders takes his first one forward from the 20-metre restart. Haynes going to dummy half. Gives it off to McGrady. He beats the first. Can't beat the next couple, though. That'll be tackle 2 as they just go across the 30. Brendan Halad looks like he's a long way offside out here on the left. Sneaking up, fortunately not involved, and a spilt ball by Kurri. They're just not hanging on to it. It's starting to become costly for them.
100%. If they get punished here by points, it's, probably puts ahead by 10 points. If Cessnock can score a try here with 14 minutes to go, I'll come back to that error.
Sam Apthorpe back out there, carts that one forward. Plays it to Waitford. He goes to Edwards, drops it back under a flat-footed Halad. Just takes it into contact gently, but makes a few metres after post-contact. Waitford steps out to the right, gives it off to Barber. Looking a little bit flat all of a sudden, Cessnock, which is interesting when you're inside the red zone. Barber taking his time again, a slow play the ball. Comes to Edwards, to Hugo. He's got the man trailing inside. Harry O'Brien comes out the back. Nearly gets the arm free. O'Brien to Edwards. Drops it to Halad. Brought down well in a one-on-one tackle there by Brady Hammond. Edwards to Briggs. Briggs with a cutout ball. And there's that man again. That's Joe Woodbury. That'll be his 3rd try. And Cessnock open up their lead. 26 points to 18 with a kick to come from out wide. Those are just simple numbers on the outside, and they couldn't quite get it right.
Yeah, I seem to have a bit of faith in their inside man there out there, Kurri. They had the numbers there to stop that, but good speed there by the centre out there from Cessnock, and obviously the flick pass out to Woodbury, and Woodbury a hat-trick once again.
Yeah, Brendan Williams did well just to engage the outside man and then just popped it across, and Joe Woodbury, like we said before, knows the way to the try line.
Yeah,
that's the second hat-trick of the season, and we're only halfway through the year. He'd be short for the leading try scorer for the season, wouldn't he?
Yeah, no, he's $1 favourite, Winks odds.
Oh,
but,
Winks.
Yeah, once again, that comes down the error there from Kurri, trying to force their way out, and simple handling error, and Cessnock take the reward.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You can't gift anyone possession in this competition at all, but especially in these grudge matches, because they will make you pay, and they've done it time and time again today, Kurri. They've been lucky to get away with a few of them, but Cessnock made them pay that time, and as we said, 26 points to 18. Kurri are going to really have their work cut out for them here on the way home.
He's copping a bit over here. Caleb was on the sideline. He'd love to knock this one over.
He'd be getting some quality feedback from the Kurri locals over there. We can hear him from our side. He's hit it well, but it's gone across the face, and the score remains 26 points to 18. His goal-kicking record now 13 from 21 for the season. Jerome Haynes now waiting for a tee. This is not ideal when you're running out of time and you trail by 8. Waterboy's just having a little bit of a nap over in the bench.
Yeah, I've done that a few times over in water. Always managed to forget the tee, and sometimes I run water and forget the water, so I've definitely been sacked from that job.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I've been in that same boat. It's always good when the referee asks you what you're doing out there and you haven't got a water bottle, a tea or anything else, and you're like, I don't know, mate, I'll just head off. I'll catch you later.
Can't really argue that one, can you?
Yeah, no, exactly.
I'm not here coaching. I'm not coaching.
No, I'm just best seats in the house. Cessnock, strong carry forward there. That's Blake Andrews now with the ball. That's tackle 2. Only picks up a metre or 2 on that tackle after they've gone sideways. A little bit of footwork very early from Sam Apthorpe. I think he stepped himself. That's about it. As they come to Cullen Edwards, he looks for the 40-20. Barry McGrady back at fullback now. Shows the dummy early. Can't beat Woodbury though.
That time Newcastle's gone to the left wing there for Kurri.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that was Connor Kirkwood that scored that last try. I do apologise. Wasn't Woodbury with a hat-trick. just assume that it's Woodbury each time they go over.
Can't believe he's only scored 2 tries there. What kind of player must he
Yeah,
be?
he's having a quiet day out.
Yeah, 100%. That's definitely a try that Kirkwood does deserve, though.
He's got through a lot of work today, thrown well above his weight. Both their wingers have been strong, as have their centres. Steele carting it forward, looking to get that arm free still, but can't quite. Does well to get to his feet quickly. Flat ball there. Finds Ngara Barker. Tackle 5. Sam Wooden with plenty of time. Goes high and deep. Well-placed kick. Oh, he must have just got his foot down before he caught that. Thought it was a really well-placed kick from Sam Wooden. It's a matter of inches this game. O'Brien. There's that man again rolling his sleeves up. Connor Kirkwood. He'd have to have had about 15 or 16 hit-ups so far today. He's got through a lot of work.
We've got Jan Metcalf coming on for his first involvement today. With 9 minutes to go, certainly a handy bloke to bring on with 9 minutes to go in a game.
And he's floating out in the wing. Classic Dan Metcalf. He'll work his way in the middle undoubtedly.
For at least 5 minutes.
Yeah, he might have the 9 minutes in it to get home. I don't know. Looks like they're playing him on the edge, though, so this will be interesting. It'll be dangerous out there, and whoever's playing a left-back row for Curry's going to have their work cut out for him, that's for sure.
They're certainly done a really good job there, Cessnock, of getting their second rowers here at Curry's half, so probably taking Curry's half a lot of work they had to do in defence, taking their attack out of the game a bit.
I have done it. You see Waitford with another little scoot. Briggs kicks. Finds McGrady on the first bounce. Oh, that's actually Saunders out there, sorry. Outside backs for Curry just playing musical chairs today. Down Nicky picking up some good meters there. Still going after contact. Metcalf really taking his time working him over there. Probably lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, they're good friends there, Time and Metcalf. I think he gave him a bit extra, and that was a good shot.
Metcalf picks up the winger and dumps him on his back. He's sure as making sure he makes an impact.
Loving it. Look at the smile on his face from Big Dan.
I was going to say, there's a grin from ear to ear on Big Dan. Jared Anderson goes forward. He's good value off the field, Dan Metcalf, that's for sure.
He's a good bloke. Good bloke on the field, good off the field. And at the moment, he's probably about...
Brendan Halada holding... I'm not sure if it's his arm or his ribs, as we see Haynes beat a couple, beats a third, gets the offload. It's on the ground for Nugent. He kicks through. Probably not where he thought he'd find himself as he comes on late in this game.
Yeah, it's just an interesting note. As you said, Jan Metcalf come on obviously with 9 to go, and Nugent coming about 5 ago, but Curry have still got the spare man on the bench that hasn't been used, so... I
think it's Craig Richardson on the bench, still untouched.
Yeah, Craig Richardson. So for 70 minutes of the game, Curry only is 15.
Yeah, certainly interesting to have a fresh reserve coming on and then still having one up their sleeve. Both sides keeping one into the 10, Curry keeping 2.
Yeah, Craig Richardson is actually one of my helpers there for the Ladies League tag, and he's played a full game reserve grade before at hooker, but
yeah, right.
I think he's kind of more there if he needs to use him.
Come on and score the match winner, mate.
Yeah, that's it. He's got it in him, that's for sure.
Then Michael Steele tangled up there with Steve Waitford. Scott Briggs again. Oh, the bounce beats Kyle Saunders. Finds touch just short of the corner post. I think Kyle Saunders might have been hoping that one went touching goal.
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit of a eerie lull across the field here at Curry all of a sudden.
It's all of a sudden flattened out. Both sides sort of looking like they're a little bit out on their feet, which, as you say, is really interesting when you've got a fresh reserve there on the bench. But, well, fresh is probably a loose term.
I think he's coming on right now with respect that actually. He's got the card in his head. Both of them for Reid Alchin and Craig Richardson coming on.
Yeah, I think Reid Alchin's one of the impact players you probably want out there to finish this off when you need 2 tries.
I understand. They've got to score this set, Curry. There's no ifs, no buts about it.
A long way to go, 90 metres.
Yeah, they've done it. Obviously, a couple of tries from long distance today are mostly intercepts, but with the speed out there from the backs of both teams, anything's possible.
Certainly is. It'd be interesting if they did score this set, because we'll have a grandstand finish on our hands here at Curry Sports Ground. Taking their time coming in. Those 2 players we talked about are on the sideline now looking for their interchanges as down Nicky carts it over the 20. Oh, that looked high. That looked very high. Penalty's enough. Barry McGrady just grabbing hold of Dan Metcalf's jerseys. A little bit of hijinks there between those two boys.
Yeah, that's woken the crowd up over the left-hand side, that high shot, and marches Curry out the field, and obviously only 50 to go now.
I don't know if half of them can see. They've all got the sun in their eyes.
Their arms are going to be sore by the end of the game, that's for sure.
Exactly right. Years gone by, that would have sparked a large melee, that tackle. The new rules of rugby league, no bringing back the biff. As we see Mitch Cullen go to the line. Probably gave a bit of a hospital ball there. Ngara Barker called for it. They come to the right again, McGrady. Dummies. I thought he was going to throw the magical cutout ball to Maloney then. Not sure what's happening here. Sam Wooden's playing right centre at the moment.
Not sure either, but I think...
Something staged here on the right-hand side. See where McGrady goes to. Sam pushing back inside him, is he? No. Oh, an ankle tap there. Haynes to Nugent. Nugent with a bit of footwork at the line, but can't beat Waitford. Little scoot from the Garabarka. Sam Wooden dives on it. That'll be 6 more and a try.
This is the grandstand finish you're asking.
He knew exactly what he was doing out here in the right centre.
Oh, mate.
26-22. The Goannas still lead. A kick to come from the Bulldogs. 4.5 minutes remaining. This has got the crowd to their feet.
Yeah, for sure. And you watch that story over the years. That'll be a 100-metre effort there from Sam Wooden if they go on to win this game. But as you said, it's about taking the opportunities, and really needed that for Kurri to get out with a grandstand finish with 4 minutes to go, and the freshman just come on in Craig Richardson.
He couldn't get it any closer to the line unless he was in the in-goal, Sam Wooden, which probably good for his the hamstrings of a man in his mid-30s, with as much football in him as his have.
Thought he went for the one hand, one bounce there, but picks it up, scoops a try, and Jerome will take no time to knock this one over, and she'll get 2 sets at him here.
Yeah, certainly right. Haynes now with another attempt. Certainly not as close over at St John Oval. Central leading 22 points to 6 with 15 to go there. Oh, he's pushed it wide. Jerome. So it remains 26 points to 22. Just over 3.5 remaining here at Kurri Sports Ground.
Yeah,
Kurri coming home with a wet sail here.
That mid-range kick once again, but I guess that kick's pretty relevant at 26-22, but it certainly puts pressure on if they are to score another one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No golden point here, so... Cessnock in no hurry. The good thing for Kurri is, even with 3 minutes to go, they should still get 2 full sets if they can complete anyway.
Yeah, Cessnock milking a bit of time here.
Cessnock probably just cooking themselves out of a chance if Kurri do score on this set to maybe come back. As we see, Carlin Edwards kicks it down. Oh, Sam Wooden gets 2 hands to it, knocks it back. Gives it to Nugent. He winds up. Beats the first. He's brought to ground there, though, by Paul Carter, who's back on the field. Apthorpe and Halad combine. The crowd baying for an offside penalty. Jared Anderson trying to get the arm free, just looking for a runner. See Richardson's gone to dummy half here. Goes to the left. Through Barker, Haynes. Cessnock doing everything they can to slow this down and halt the momentum. Nugent on the short ball. So Barker's... Play on. Time down. Nick Howe's got it away. Haynes kicks through. Oh, Cooper Tedavano's knocked it on. Paul Carter's offside. He's kicked it into the in goal. We'll come back for a penalty for Paul Carter being offside. I'll tell you what, that missed kick from Jerome Haynes, now they'd have an opportunity to level it up, but do they want the draw, or would they be still going for the win?
Yeah, as I said, no golden point. There's a long way to go in the season, but fortunately he's missed that kick. Time off with 1:40 to go, and the Kurri chant goes up on the John Sattler stand side, and interesting finish here for Kurri, the Cessnock game. That chant and that crowd is a big part of the strong record that Kurri has here at home, and they're coming home with a wet sail as the shadows have settled all across the ground. Starting to get a bit of a chill here. Brendan Halad taking his time, getting back up and walking back. Really trying to slow this down. We do have time off. Kurri will have a full set here, but they need to score this set. Just want to give Tomo a big rap there for the advantage he played there. Obviously a great call. It looked like Barry McGrady, and I think we both missed it waiting to see for the penalty, but 100% saw it roll into the in goal and just waited to see it play out. Some great refereeing. That's why he's one of the top referees in Newcastle. Kurri, a penalty again.
And he might look to the sin bin here, Tom Taylor.
I think this is
deliberate
the
and intentional slowing it down. Who have we got there? That's it. Steve Waitford. This could be interesting.
I don't know if he's going for this or if he's got Steve Waitford the captain or Dan's the captain all of a sudden. Dan thinks he's the captain.
Oh, Dan would pick himself as captain of anything, but yeah, we might leave it at that. He's bigger than me, so I'm not going to pick on him too much.
I think he's got Paul Carter maybe for mouthing off here. That's the actual incident.
Yeah, because Paul Carter's still blowing up out the offside penalty.
He's in.
Paul
There he
Carter with
goes.
a sin bin. And I'll tell you what, Paul Carter have to be careful not to say anything else here because he won't come back either way, but he might find himself in front of the judiciary if he gives him another spray.
100%. He knows his way to the judiciary. He certainly knows his way to the sin bin by now, but be interesting what he said there at the time. And we've got more chance coming up for Paul Carter.
They well lubricated the crowd up in the grandstand on the hill. I'm sure Daniel Doyle was probably leading the chant. He was always good for that even when he was on a footy field. Just chat, Daniel Doyle, wasn't he?
He's going to take his time here, but Tom's not going to wait for him.
He's refusing to get off the field now.
He's certainly making no friends here, Paul Carter.
Yeah.
Got to be patient here, Curry. Plenty of time.
To Olchin. Oh, pulled down inches short of the line, Reed Olchin. They step back to the middle. They go out the back. Ngara Barker. Jerome Haynes with the floated ball. He finds Jared Anderson. A bit of footwork. Takes it into contact. Callan Edwards high. Peels back. Brendan Alatt also. They're very slow in getting up here, Cessnock. They're lucky not to give away another penalty. Less than a minute remaining. Ngara Barker. Back inside to Jerome Haynes. But the cover defence is up to it. He gets it away to Nugent. Nugent pinned by Dan Metcalf. They've got numbers on the left here if they can use them. Reed Olchin. Again, inches short. Reed Olchin on tackle 5. Reed Olchin's lost the ball there. Didn't get back to his feet. He's probably lucky not to have given away a penalty, and that will probably be all she wrote. Cessnock will get out of jail here with 12 men remaining on the field as they lead 26-22 with just on 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Curry now for here to pack the scrum and try and get time off, but they've called time off now because the ball's been kicked away with 17 seconds remaining here. But
so we'll have the scrum and...
He was desperate for a quick play the ball, Reed, and he's had a fantastic game today and had numbers on the left side. And obviously, Mitchie Cullen dives over for the try, but unfortunately, it comes back for the incorrect play the ball.
Yeah, that's it. Saying he lost control. So we'll probably get one play here, maybe two. Any chance they push the scrum over? Cessnock's sure they've got to be awake to it.
Yeah, but Cessnock's got a pretty big pack, so they'll be doing well.
Yes, especially with Barry McGrady at lock. I think they might be giving away a bit of weight there.
1-on-1 steal as Mitchie Cullen got a Cameron Munster moment in him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see whoever gets it from Cessnock just diving at the feet of the Curry defender here. And then, yeah, I think that'll be all she wrote. Going to need something pretty spectacular here to turn this one. If he probably had taken that split second there, they might have been in the arm wrestle. But then again, the defence might have had the chance to just reset that extra step. To see them pack the scrum. Briggs defeat it.
Give it into the fridge.
Yep. 16 seconds remaining. Taking his time down Metcalf. Trying to reef it, but they can't get hold of it. Halad. He's just refusing to play it. No, he plays it now. And it's kicked out on the full by Scott Briggs, and that'll be all she wrote here at Curry Sports Ground. Cessnock make it 2 from 2 in the Coalfields derbies against Curry this season. And they'll now be level on points with the Bulldogs with a 26-22 win. Strong performance from both sides. The picks for mine, probably some of the outside backs. Joe Woodbury, Connor Kirkwood, both very strong for Cessnock. Barry McGrady, a lot of involvement for Curry. But look, there was no real standouts. It was 2 solid team performances in an arm wrestle today.
Yeah, 100%. I said that the forwards there, the backs there for Cessnock and Curry both doing an excellent job. If I had to pick the man in the match and name one, it'd definitely have to be the 14, Nick Lawrence there for Cessnock, and he really did change the game for Cessnock and swung the momentum their way. He
certainly did. He played well above his weight like Kirkwood. I think the two of those guys will be right in that conversation. But thanks, Adam, for your time today. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to Bar TV Sports. I'm Chris McPherson, and you can join us again next week for more Newcastle Rugby League action on Bar TV Sports.